Welcome.
Welcome to
Cigar.
Cigar
Public.
Public. Welcome to Cigar Public.
Hello, my name is Cynthia Gonzalez from Mujeres y Humos, directly from Puerto Rico.
All right, Cynthia, thank you so much for stopping by our studio. Appreciate
Thank
you
you.
taking the time. How has your PCA been so far?
Well, today's my first day.
Absolutely. Okay. Wow. Okay. This is
I
your
just flew
intro.
in this morning.
Okay.
Yep.
And what were you trying to get out of this show this time around?
Well, the same as last year, actually. I'm here, obviously, to support the industry. That's
Right.
one, first and foremost. But second is also to promote Puerto Rico Cigar Festival. This year, in December 1st through the 3rd of 2023, we'll be celebrating the third edition of Puerto Rico Cigar Festival that I founded in 2021. And this year is a special year because we will be celebrating 140th anniversary
Wow.
of the first tobacco festival that was held in Puerto Rico in the city of Ponce, which is located on the south part of the island. So that first festival was held between the 1st through the 16th of December in 1883.
Okay.
So this year we'll be celebrating 140th anniversary of that.
So a lot of people, I don't think, really understand the historical significance Puerto Rico has with the cigar lifestyle, cigar culture, cigar industry. Share to those who are probably ignorant of this how involved Puerto Rico, how integral Puerto Rico is in cigar, the cigar lifestyle.
Well, today it's growing and growing rapidly. And when I say growing, more in the sense of having brick and mortars and cigar lounges are popping up more. Since 2021, I would say, they started coming up, which is a great thing because they are the ones that are creating that new community of cigars and the cigar lifestyle as we know it today.
Yes.
We have the ones that have been there for over 20, 30 years or more, which are a staple of the Puerto Rico cigar culture, like in Old San Juan, the Cigar House with Doña Rita that everyone knows and cares for. She's actually here also at the PCA. She's here every year. You have also the Don Rey cigars. He has several shops around the island. And so those are the most iconic people, right?
Right.
In the industry in Puerto Rico. But now the new era has brought new people into the game with cigar lounges in San Juan, in Isla Verde, even inside the mountains. You have ones that opened this year in Cayey, in the town of Cayey, right nestled in between mountains. There's this cigar lounge called La Hoja Cigar Lounge. You have one on the coast, on the north part of the coast in Arecibo. You can go eat some great seafood and then have some great cigars and cocktails, or you can even eat there. They also have a kitchen. They provide food items so you can enjoy with your cocktails and also your cigars.
Now, it's very gratifying to me when I see people like yourself, women in the industry, women in the lifestyle, women in the culture who have this great affinity for this craft and for the products that come from this craft. Talk to me a little bit about the importance to you to bring more women into the cigar lifestyle.
Yes. So that's why I founded Mujeres y Humo Sotol of Puerto Rico. I founded it in August of 2020. Well, as I was growing up, I've been smoking cigars since I was 21 years old. So that's been 30 years now. So now you know how old I am. There was not a place for women, or women were not welcome,
Right.
period. It was just not, was frowned upon. And also not even cigars, not only that, but just to go out and even have a cocktail that did not exist back then. And it wasn't until when I went back to the island, because I left for a couple of years. When I came back in the summer 2020, Casa de Montecristo opened up in Old San Juan. So that's where both worlds of my love for spirits and cigars came together. So I could have a place where I could enjoy both. It's a beautiful lounge. It's very welcoming to both men and women to share what they love about, smoking cigars. So everything came together, and that's where Mujeres y Humo was born, actually. And I got very passionate about wanting to do or do something, since they were already taking the first step.
Right.
And so from there, I've been doing events, not only in Puerto Rico, but also in the States. And then I got into the Sotol Global Movement, Sisters of the Leaf Global Movement, which is founded by Anastasia Posmari, and also worked with Lefty. And today I'm their director of social media for the Sotol Global Movement. And we had that affinity, that thing in common, that we want to create an environment where it's welcoming for both sexes and do events that promotes that.
Yes.
And how do you promote that? Through education,
Sure.
right? If you have knowledge, you have education, then you can appreciate better what we do, what we're all about. Especially people that are not within the industry, or they front about, oh, it's tobacco you're smoking. No, this is more than just that.
Right.
It's a lifestyle. It's somewhere where we all come together and share common goals, right? And that's what I love about it. And I love the fact that there's room for you to grow.
Yes.
It doesn't stay the same. It keeps evolving.
Very dynamic.
Yes, it's very dynamic, and there's so many things that you can do. Like, I contribute for Humo Latino magazine, but also have done contributions, submitting articles for the Cigar Public, and now getting last year the certification as a cigar sommelier with the SGM Maestro School that we have, that is powered by Tobacconist University. And so just doing different things simultaneously just keeps you on your toes and keeps you up to date with everything that is going on as well. It forces you to be in the know. Right?
Absolutely. So what do you tell, because I just think most people look at cigars, the cigar lifestyle, as something that, I mean, even now, with more and more women getting involved, it's still heavily male demographic that's involved in the cigar lifestyle. But what do you tell women in particular to encourage them to explore it a little bit more, that they might get something out of this lifestyle that they probably didn't think of before?
Of course. No, I would definitely recommend just small steps, right? One, you can go and see what communities, organizations are in your neighborhood and support them. Right? But if you don't have one in your community, then create one.
Sure.
Be part of it. I'm a firm believer that you have to be the change that you want to see.
You want to see, right?
Right? Just talking about it or complaining about it is not going to make things happen.
That's a very cynical approach. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you want to see something or something to change, and you be that change.
Right.
You do it. Is it easy? No, it's not easy.
Anything worth doing is not going to be
easy.
easy.
It is not. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of commitment. There's no money.
Right.
Don't think that you're going to come here and make money. No, you're not going to make money. Actually, I did 15 years of service with the federal government. I decided to let that go May of last year. Dedicated myself for almost a year with my savings to impulse more about the Mujeres y Humo, Sotol Global Movement, the Puerto Rico Cigar Festival, because all those projects takes a lot of time.
Yes.
Right? And then simultaneously applying for another job that will give me the opportunity to be able to travel and have the flexibility to still do what I love doing,
Right.
which is also traveling, flying. So I now work as a flight attendant.
Right.
But it gives me that flexibility,
Yes.
which I love. And it was just the most natural source. So basically, whatever you propose yourself to do, go ahead and do it. You're going to receive a lot of negatives. You're going to receive a lot of no's before someone tells you yes. But it only takes one yes.
Right.
Only one yes. And there's none, just you have to believe in yourself. There's going to be days that you're going to be asking yourself, what am I doing? Why am I doing this for?
Right.
Is it really worth it? And then a few minutes, hours, or the next day, somebody just comes to you and say, I've been following you. I love what you're doing. Oh my gosh, this is so great. I remember I read that article you wrote. And you're like, really? You did? Wow. And then you go like, okay.
Now I know why I'm doing this.
Exactly.
Yeah. Those
it
connections.
Only takes one person.
Yes.
Yeah. It's not an overnight thing. You have to be committed in the long haul.
Right.
Really.
Right.
That's why we keep saying it's a lifestyle.
Right. Exactly.
It's something that you're doing beyond what you do and enjoy. And if you enjoy it, then it's not work.
Right. So let's talk a little bit more about the Puerto Rico Cigar Festival. It's been around now since 2021. What can people expect if they are interested in participating in this festival? What can they look forward to at this event?
Yes. So this year is going to be different than the first 2 years. The first 2 years we did it in the east coast of the island at a resort. So once you were at the resort, all the events, activities were held there. You didn't have to drive anywhere or move anywhere. But this year it's going to be in the south part of the island in Ponce, Puerto Rico, because of the 140th anniversary. We're going to celebrate it there. Now this year we're having the opening night at the Castillo Serralles. Castillo Serralles is today a museum, but originally was the residence of the Serralles family. Serralles family are the founders of the Serralles, which is Don Q Rums.
Okay.
Right? And they had the distillery right there in Ponce, and they have all their history there in Ponce. So it's very iconic to do the opening night at the Castillo Serralles Museum and celebrate those 140th anniversary there, which is part of the culture of that city in particular. So that is what to be expected. Music, sit-down dinner with cigars and everything. It's very formal, elegant event for that night. But during the day, we're going to be having a rum and cigar pairing experience. At the museum, Castillo Serralles is going to include a tour of the museum, the history, rum tastings, and cigars. It's only 2 sessions, so the tickets are very limited because the space is small. And then in the evening is the gala event. Then Saturday and Sunday is the open event, free of charge, at the public plaza. And the only thing that's going to have a charge is the VIP tents, right? Those will have their own space with cigars and food and bars and everything. So you pay for that. But other than that, it's free admission to the public to walk around, see what different cigars are out there, and also artisanal products and things like that, especially local. The one unique thing about Puerto Rico Cigar Festival is that it opens the opportunity, especially to boutique cigars, and especially ones that are in Latin America, Honduras, Mexico, Ecuador, etc., etc. As we know, everybody looks the opportunity to come to the United States, be at the TP or the PCA, right? That's the goal, right? This is a big platform. This is like the red carpet of Hollywood. And that's understandable. But as we all know, it's a lot of money.
It's a good place to start before.
Exactly. So Puerto Rico being a U.S. territory, you have both things. It's like a bridge where you have people flying to Puerto Rico. It's the holidays. They're escaping from the cold, the winter, tropical breezes. They smoke cigars. They have some coquitos, some rum, right? The music, enjoy ourselves. It's like kind of vacation, but at the same time, as a brick and mortar or retailer, you're coming in, you're going to see brands that usually or normally you will not see in the States because they cannot get here.
Right.
but they will be able to get to Puerto Rico.
Right. Right.
Because it's more cost effective for them.
Sure.
And all I tell them is, what you have, what can I do, what do you need so I can get you here?
Right.
And we work it out.
Absolutely.
Because at the end of the day, yeah, like Brian Destin has said some other times, hey, we're all here to make money, right?
Mm-hmm.
How much money are we talking about? And I'm not looking into the big, dollar signs. All I want is to be able to pay everyone,
Right.
right? I don't want to owe any money to anyone, and for everybody to have a good time.
Right.
Okay. Am I Mother Teresa? No, I am not Mother Teresa. But that's why I have another job, right?
Right.
That pays my bills. So it's just wanting really genuinely to give that opportunity, but also put Puerto Rico on the map.
Right.
So people could come in and actually get to know us and the history of Puerto Rico and what we did in the industry. We hear all the time all our brothers and sisters from Nicaragua, Dominican Republic, and so forth, which is great. But all of them have something in common. And one thing in common is all the great ones, our descendants are from Cuba. Right?
Right.
They went.
There's the common thread.
That's the commonality, right?
Right.
But that didn't happen for Puerto Rico.
Right.
Puerto Rico took a different route. Why? Because Puerto Rico, different the other Latin countries and the Caribbean, we're the only Latin country that's a U.S. territory.
Right.
Right. So that's where we split.
Right.
So our history took a different course. Let's put it that way.
But it's no less significant.
Exactly. Thank
Right,
you.
right.
And back in those days, Puerto Rico was the third and fourth producer of tobacco. Puerto Rico was a tobacco grower. They didn't get to finesse the art of crafting.
Right.
And when Cuba was in their war, in their civil war, what we were doing was exporting the tobacco to them because they were not able to produce and grow as they were, right? To continue that production going. So we didn't finesse the art, but we were producing, and we got to create the same or even better tobacco than Cuba did at that time with the famous, well-known Tabaco Prieto, which is a very particular seed that Puerto Rico was growing back on those days in the 1800s. So today we do have artisans that grow their own tobacco from seed. So they pick it up, they do the rolling, everything. They do the aging, the fermentation, aging, everything. But they produce very small quantities.
Right.
So it's also what Puerto Rico Cigar Festival wants to do. Have them be there, whoever wants to be part of it, so then we can get the word out that there is some tobacco produced, and if you're interested, try it out.
Right.
And maybe somebody will like to invest and support the artisans so they can have more resources, so they can keep expanding their production.
Where would you like to direct people to find out more about Puerto Rico Cigar Festival and the rest of your projects?
Sure. We are on Instagram, PR Cigar Fest, and in Facebook as well, Puerto Rico Cigar Festival. And you can also shoot me a message through Mujeres y Humos on Instagram and on Facebook. So, any information, anything that, or any ideas that you want to propose, we're open to ideas. We're not set, anything is set in stone. We're very flexible. We just want the support and for people to participate and get to know what Puerto Rico is about.
Thank you so much, Cynthia, for stopping by. Pleasure
Thank
to meet
you.
you. Have a great
Same.
rest of your show.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Same.